Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Joshua.
And this is Taxes and Tacos, and unfortunately, not tequila. Today, our tacos are brought to us by It's Cali Tapas and Tequila, located on Central and Hillside in downtown Wichita, Kansas. It's Cali blends ancient and modern vibes for fresh, flavorful Mexican cuisine, along with many signature tequila cocktails. This isn't just a meal, it's an elevated experience like no other. But they're not just a Mexican restaurant, they're also a bar that offers over 500 different tequilas. Our first taco for the day is It's Cali's Chicken Tinga Street Taco, topped with cilantro, diced onions, lime wedge, grilled onion, radish, and cucumber. All right, let's try our first taco, Josh. Right. I'm going to put a little lime on mine.
Sure.
Oh, you're putting a little lime on yours.
Sounds like a good idea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Gas. That's really good. Very good. Super flavorful chicken. Chicken is awesome.
Very moist. Mm-hmm.
Yes, very moist.
It was really good. Nice strong tortilla.
I was going to say, it's like a little crispy on the edges.
Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about it falling apart.
Yeah. And then, plenty of onion. I love onion.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, limiting state taxes on healthcare providers. WTF is that about?
Yeah, so it kind of seems out of line with what we've been talking about. Remember that Medicaid is a combined federal and state program, right? So the states kind of do all the work, and then the federal government oversees it and then reimburses back to the state. Well, the states back in like the late 80s, early 90s got this great idea that they would encourage the medical providers, the healthcare providers, to charge more in terms of for services. So then the states would receive more in reimbursements from the federal government, bringing in additional revenues. And then they had agreements with these healthcare providers that they would put together what's called a hold harmless agreement, where the state credits them back tax liabilities for what they're going to have to pay in extra because of all the Medicaid reimbursements coming through.
Okay, so hold on a second. So the state and the healthcare providers are working together to milk the system?
Yeah, it sure seems that way. This has been going on for I think it's like 30 years now. Wow. It's not something like you and I couldn't work together to try to get extra money out of the government, but I guess when it's the government doing it, they have the freedom to do so.
Place where the federal government needs to do something to stop these states from running up the federal tab.
Yeah, and they already do have kind of a Band-Aid in place here where the states are limited in their reimbursements by a certain percentage of how much they collect in tax revenue from these healthcare providers.
Now I'm confused. So if they fix the problem, then what are we talking about here? Maybe another taco will unconfuse me.
Oh, silly Lauren. These aren't magic tacos, but they sure are good.
Our next taco is It's Cali's shredded marinated beef tacos, topped with cilantro and onions and served with the birria consomme that adds a savory depth to the flavor. All right, quesadilla taco number 2.
All right, I'm excited.
Does
it go in the sauce?
You got to do the consomme.
The ladies first.
No. He thinks I'm a lady. It's fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Well, and I like too that the taco, like the shell to birria ratio is the right ratio. Because sometimes they like overload them with meat.
And so you're like struggling to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
These would be great tacos when you've had a couple of drinks and you're just getting real hungry. This would be like the perfect taco.
That's right, because you got the bar there and the food there. It's like...
Try a tequila, try a taco. Try a different tequila, try a different taco.
All your needs there are under one roof, just like Market Advisory Group.
You're right, Josh.
I mean, the financial planning, the tax planning, estate, healthcare.
The tacos, the salsas.
Oh, man.
The tequilas, the tequila cocktails.
Market Taco Advisors?
Now you're onto something.
So So the issue here isn't that they need to have a fix. It's that the fix isn't fixing it enough. So right now, any tax revenues they collect from these healthcare providers based on a tax rate higher than 6% reduces how much the state gets in reimbursements. And so the fixes suggested by the Congressional Budget Office would have them moving that threshold from 6% down to 5%, 2.5%, or 0%. And there's some different options there.
So the fix ain't fixing it.
The fix ain't fixing it enough.
Well, man, my head hurts now since, unfortunately, I didn't get to have any tequila with my tacos to numb the pain.
I sure can understand it. So to kind of break it down maybe in a different way, the states pass the charges from these healthcare providers onto the federal government. The federal government then reimburses them. And then that creates more income for the healthcare providers. State collects tax revenue off of that. The state says, okay, healthcare providers, we're going to give you some of that tax money back. So this way you are financially whole, but then we're going to keep the rest of it. And the federal government wants to stop that practice by reducing the threshold at which the states get their reimbursements trimmed. And so right now that's at 6%. They suggested changing it to 5%, 2.5%, or just eliminating it altogether. And then that's going, depending on which option they go with, will dictate what kind of benefit they see.
Okay, so the federal government is trying to limit states from using side agreements to use a bunch of Medicaid money?
To get a bunch of it. Yeah, that's exactly it. And you know what? I think since we get it, we get another taco.
I love this idea. Our last taco is It's Cali's fried cod tacos with shredded cabbage, pico, and chipotle aioli, and served with fries. Josh, I feel like we're saving the best for last. I have been eyeballing this taco from the beginning.
Honestly, I don't even know before I inhale it. It just is such a great looking taco.
It's beautiful. Okay, don't look at me. We'll try this side first. And that right there, folks, is one of the best tacos I've ever had. Mm. Hey, you gonna eat that?
That is a big piece of fish in that taco.
Just side note for you guys, I will always be happy with a fish or a shrimp taco.
So the federal government's trying to limit the states from using these side agreements, like you said, to really run up a bunch of Medicaid reimbursements. But then remember that if they put these changes in, the states have every right to react to those and to do something different. So they could go to other sources to make up the revenue they're losing out by not getting these Medicaid reimbursements. So that means for individuals, which we really haven't talked yet about, and that's the whole point of these shows, right, is how it's going to impact people. Individuals can see higher income taxes, property taxes, sales taxes. The states could start pulling back on who qualifies for Medicaid. None of those are really great options for the individuals.
Okay, but limiting the scheme between the states and healthcare providers, that should save big money, right?
That's the theory. And remember, all these numbers are subject to the question of what will states do in response. If the federal government moves that 6% threshold down to 5%, we're talking $41 billion in savings over 10 years. If it's 2.5%, we're talking $209 billion. If they eliminate it altogether, they have to just reduce whatever revenues they collect from the healthcare providers. Then they're estimating $526 billion over a 10-year period.
That's it? That's not as much as the Medicaid solutions that we talked about previously.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not. And so remember, like we talked about, I think in the first episode, there is not going to be a magic bullet solution to this, that it's going to take a bunch of these different things coming together to try to stave off or prevent some of these awful economic things that are coming down the road towards us.
Right. Well, we'd love to hear from you. If you agree with these changes, do you think these changes should be implemented Do you think that they would affect you? All right, Josh. Well, I think that's all the time, and I don't have any more tacos left for today.
I'm fresh out.
Yeah, I'm very sad because they were very good.
It's always the sad part of the episode when we're out of tacos.
Yeah. I give the fish a perfect 10 out of 10. And then, I don't know. I like the quesadilla, and do I have to pick first, second, and third?
I mean, it's like
Can they tie for second?
It is like Sophie's Choice.
Okay, well then I would go with the fish in first place. And I'm honestly, I'm going to say I like the chicken.
Honestly, there was not a wrong answer.
Yeah, they were all good. Good, yeah. I would give it a 10, a 9.5, and a 9.
I really think it was the fish, the quesadilla, and the chicken.
We want to thank It's Cali, Tapas, and Tequila for providing us with these lovely tacos. They were absolutely delicious. If you are in the Wichita, Kansas area, highly recommend that you come check them out. And as always, like and subscribe for more. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Joshua.
And this has been Taxes and Tacos from Retirement Help. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.